Greetings, salutations, day 4, Nautilus Island. Nothing usually changes, it's just basically school and courses and scientific papers that we have to read and discuss. But today we're actually going to another island pretty close to the Bismarck Sea, field trip. So that's pretty exciting. Course is going well. I feel the people, people here. I guess the people they're bringing from Duke. My feeling, she's a good biologist, but she's not into answering management questions. So it's kind of hard getting around to what you need to know and what you want to know. So I'm faced with difficulties at trying to find out management perspectives. But other than that, it's pretty, it's okay. Can't really complain. Waiting for the boat so we can head out to sea. But we'll be collecting samples for dissection. I guess we're doing dissecting starfishes, which they now like to call sea stars. But anyhow, this is the water behind me. Nothing too big today. Just a bunch of nothing, I guess. Well, it can't be nothing. A bunch of science, very sciencey. The instructor's very sciencey, so she doesn't really have a perspective on the management where some people are at, like myself. But, she's doing the best she can, so can't complain about it. But other than that, we'll be collecting samples off of an island here close to the Bismarck Sea. So no telling what we'll be looking at or what we'll be looking for. But in my 4 days now, it seems it still seems like people's not as vocal enough as I would like, and there's a lot of questions that they still want to say that they're not saying. But I can only just concentrate on what I'm doing here and my purpose of being here. It's pretty nice day today. Ocean looks calm, so it might be a good day. We'll be heading out towards that way. That island there. And right over that island there is the Bismarck Sea. I don't know what we'll be diving for, but according to the course coordinator, we should be doing some diving for some species that will be dissecting. Even with the dissecting, I don't even. We're talking about methane seeps and mussels and clams that are there, but that are not edible. And my question mainly is always like, is there anything broke down there? For you to be down there lurking around. But I'm pretty much the vocal one here, like anywhere I go to, because I really want to know things, and I really want to know their research and their plans and what they got up their sleeves. So I'm pretty sure they catch on to, like, I'm not really like these people here to be just being quiet and not wanting to know what's happening, you know. So who knows? But that's the boat I'll be going on. Maybe you can, I'll be riding by the back there. That's the boat we'll be going on, and we'll just probably conclude day 4. Maybe I'll just take some flicks and have the flicks speak for what I'm looking for. Because we're on a boat and I don't want to mess up my camera crew. So another day here at Tonga Island, 3-week short science course. Very interesting. Very interesting. But I guess I'm learning what I need to learn and take back what I need to take back, and make sure I stay strong through it all. Because even as people are going through what they're going through, I can't make people do what they don't want to do, what they don't want to do. But it always seems like after class, it's always a question someone has that they wanted to ask but didn't. So I'm always encouraging, no matter how big or how small the question is, you know, it's a question that you want to know. But anyways, I'm just here reporting from this island, Tonga Island, Papua New Guinea. Trying to remember everything that I'm doing and learning, and so I can look back and say, that was going on at that time. But that's how I feel right now. Deep sea biologist is, I get a feeling that she's getting tired of my management questions that I'm asking. But it's just, but I have to push forward. You know, I can't stop doing what I'm doing, you know. But everyone's cool. I guess this is week 1. William Salau's taking over the course coordinator position, so he'll be running the show. He's organizing a lot of field trips off island to do more research and closer to the business. This experience that I'm glad to be part of. Other than that, nothing really going on here in Tonga Island, Atoll Island. Just a bunch of students, I guess, just trying to learn what they need to learn. So, what can you do? Anyhow, today will be dissecting starfishes and looking for eels, I guess, or some jellyfish to look into. But anyhow, my theories always have a theory. It's just my theory is it's like always, like mankind just, when technology thrives, it pushes into depths of areas that's not understandable that people want to know, and the question is always like, how far can you go? How far can we go as marine scientists and marine management? How far can we go? You know, till something happens. Is that what we're waiting for? And asking this, you know, this, I guess we would call her the trainer. They're willing to go as far as it takes. Seems like they're taking it to another level. Now it's methane seeps and these other gases that are around the coast of North Carolina, South Carolina. Off the coast there, they're doing methane seeps research, and there's giant mussels and giant clams living there, but they're not edible. So my question was, what are you guys looking for? Are you really looking for the species of fish to mark as your own, or are you actually looking for resources to extract? Of course, they don't ever answer these management questions, so I'll continuously be involved in these management questions, because these are certain, you know, even as scientists, there's management questions also that need to be confirmed, which is not being confirmed, because it's almost like they're concentrating on the species and leaving mining or these methane seeps and these other natural gases that are abundant here in the Pacific, that are more abundant in the Pacific than in North America. So the theory of mine is always that after they investigate these seeps and see what they can extract, they'll make their way out here to the Pacific and extract the methane gases and all the natural resources here. And it looks like they're going to be beginning here at PNG. So for everyone watching and everyone familiar with what's going on, the Pacific is pretty much watching PNG right now, but pretty much the corruption and the bad governance will always be a problem in the Pacific, which will always be which will be detrimental, you know, for sustainable development. But I can just do what I can do in my time here and my time on this place, and as a steward of the sea, as a marine steward of the sea, I can only make aware of what's happening to my, you know, my remote islands and my islands and my people. Even though it is, most don't take too much into it, but you know, I guess this is, you know, certain people study certain things because they want to know certain things, and this is why I study the marine studies. It's pretty interesting talking with these Papua New Guineans, because they always have like a way of not tracking what they need to do. So they never have the questions they want to ask. They ask later. So it always seems not you know, like they're not pushing their full potential out to what they want to know. Like everywhere I go, you know, but it's fine. You know, I can just empowered by action, empowered by motivation, empowerment by you know, example. It's the only thing I can do right now. It's, knowing what they've been through, you know, it's quite different from you know, the Tongan diaspora culture. Since they're so diverse and they're so many different provinces, they have their own ways of communicating. And I also find it that they're not very, you know, they have their own ways, but they're not like communicating people like Tongans. If they don't know somebody, they'll still have the respect to say a few words or a few lines to you to let you know that, hey, how you doing? You know, I'm Tongan too. But from what I noticed from you know, from around these parts, I guess they only talk if they know each other. Very well. It's just my observation of what's Other than that, field trip, find some species of whatever we're looking for, come back, and get ready for another class and some dissection. Nothing else to do, really. I thought it was quite fun, but it's actually getting quite tiring based on that. Even as a full-time student at the University of South Pacific, just taking this 3-week short science course, it's actually one day we're doing like 8 hours. So it's actually more studying here than a full-time student, full-time load. But I'm hanging in there. I'm trying to stay awake, trying to gather as much information as I can, trying to grasp as much of this research from Duke and University of Papua New Guinea, and what Nautilus Minerals is up to. You got to be up to something. But it's just always amazes me how they, according to some of these students here, that they still teach that it's okay, you know, everything's okay, there's no impact going to happen. The marine resources are going to be fine. Everything is just going to be great, you know. But, you know, I can already tell, like, they don't even want to answer the simple questions that I have, you know. Like, for example, what are you really looking for? What are you really looking for? You know, it has to be something you're looking for. So according to them, it's just they're looking at the species of mollusks and clams and shellfish. But I don't know about that. You know, you're looking at all these different species, but you're not. They're not telling us why. They're not telling us why. What impacts these? What would be the impacts of these species? For example, there's colonies and populations that are extinct. What causes these extinctions? Why all of a sudden they're extinct? They probably wasn't extinct when there was no human contact. But anyhow, a theory of mine, like always. Anytime anything is disturbed in the environment, from the marine to land, it's always brought in. It's always invasive species that was brought in to cause all these extinctions and all these metaphorical or metamorphosis changes and deformities and that happen. But of course, they're not going to tell us the real answer, or what's really going on, or even what's, or that methane seeps have no impact. But I guess I just look like this, and other people just look like that, and sometimes you get these people coming in from other places. They just think that like we don't have internet access, like we don't know how to research. Like I can't research Duke University and find out what's on their library list on their research. But enough of all that. I can't complain, you know. I still give thanks to Nautilus Minerals and Duke University, also University of Papua New Guinea, you know, for this opportunity for bringing me here. But until I start getting some real answers, then I can get back to you guys and let you know like what's really going on and what I think and what they're giving us is real. But it just seems like when Nautilus Minerals was here for the brief 1-2 days, it was they didn't want to concentrate on seabed mining. They wanted to leave seabed mining out and concentrate more on capacity building. And sustainable marine resources. It just makes no sense. How can you But the first week is about zoology. It's about different species. It's about um, deep sea species. So we're actually talking about deep sea species minus deep seabed mining. So it almost seems like they're grabbing us in on learning about these species, um, like how abundant they are and how rich in carbonate and all these other scientific background and words. But soon as extraction of resources, of oils, of gases, of minerals, it completely stops. It completely stops, and it completely turns around back into zoology, back into um, scientific names of sea cucumbers and all these other species and what they look like and how they act down in there in the deep sea. It just amazes me sometimes that sometimes the questions that I ask, I know it's management questions, but I actually do have a few scientific questions that I do ask that are not answered. For example, what will happen if all the filter feeders are depleted? Once again, it's one of those questions that they can't be depleted. It's too deep in the sea. It's too this. It's too that. But it did not answer my question. The question basically was, what would happen if you take all these filter feeders out? And then goes all the way another way. Well, this is what I got to deal with. And I think they recognize now that I'm pretty much an activist for the Pacific. I'm pretty much an activist for the movement. I'm pretty much I'm pretty much into food security, sustainable development, and sustainable fisheries. And making sure that the fisheries that we have now are sustained for future generations, not just for us, but future generations. We can't. They need theirs too. They can't. I mean, it's on us though. It's on us to make sure that it can be sustained. But anyhow, this is day 4 at Nautilus Island, Papua New Guinea, and until day 5 comes, I guess that I'll just give you one little whirl about my space and where I'm at, so you can see how I'm living and what I'm doing, and that way we can get into day 5 and find out if it's going to get better. All right, folks. Check y'all later. Till next time.